unalmasabb lesz, hogy mit tudom én, akkor jobban fognak.
Arra hogy most megtartom az embert, azt meg egyébként nem csinálgattam eddig sem.
Eltettük az, hogy nem fognak hallani.
Igen,
Inkább akkor a kisebbik rossz választ. Vonagalak. Mesztelenül nem baj, kerik magukat szarra, vagy én nem tudom.
tetszik, az kész.
Az a jó, azt így ugye lehet is.
Tetszik.
A írás alapja az volt, hogy mesztelenül, aztán hogy benne volt.
Az is ilyen cenzúrálódni, egy kis fotót van a középen.
Akkor jó. Igazából már nem lenne ott akkor sem nagy szám, hogy egy kis pöcölőrzó. Itt a diszpensből a csávónak a töke.
Ja, most...
Nézzük is, hogy ez így mi? Muszáj!
Tudjuk volna a cenzúrát is.
Igen.
Így végül is így.
Nem volt zavaró, valaha vicces volt. Máshogy, amikor én már bekapcsolom.
Igen. Meg
akkor látni
egy cici villanatosok.
lehetett látni egy-két cicit, igen, ennyi.
Ja, hát így volt egy nagy izé. De így meg tudom, nem változtat az sem, hogyha a cenzúrát bekapcsolod.
Igen. Akkor nagyon vészes.
Igen, ez parotival kéne.
Csak abból belőttem, hogy akkor ez van így, kicserélted őket, és így most még utána az ágyadon?
Most így megfordítottam, hogy most így elég volt mára.
Mondd ezt majd őket.
Hát... Most én összecsomagoltam őket. Tudom, akkor az egész szekrény meg kéne helyesre nekik.
Értek kéne így fel ez a más.
Can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. My, yes, that's everything then.
Nézzük az ágyam alá. Oda beférne esetleg valami, és akkor arra meg bevenni azt helyén a szekrénybe.
Actually do it.
Azt megképzelni.
You know, there's a
Most ezt így...
Majd találkozol vele.
Már így megtartom, hogy
all these ships.
a szekrénybe bepakoltam.
Sounding pretty desperate, huh? Next time we dock the groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you've done. Captain, you see those fine clothes Miss Joniker made for me? I never anything so fancy in my life.
És vissza kell mennem a kolónisipre is. Beszélek ott is akkor valamival. Ja, hogy túl sok minden van nálam. Okay. Aha. Nem sokkal nem, csak két szal vagyok. Így.
I swear, next time we put in the groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm having trouble focusing on my work. Icebreaker
Mondd,
is
befejezem
a
már ezt a
$1
questot.
plus for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark. Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these? All right. She's on her way. How do I look? Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I need your help. Do it on my own. What did he say to that? All right.
Na, el kell mennem. Húzt.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. Vibrating, I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, do so." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." Let me tell you, I was sweating. Then she blinked and said, "Is that dust back casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us. It was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person. But we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned, just the messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary and said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I've never felt so bold, Captain. One of us has got to be. We're both... June's so reserved and I'm so shy. I'm worried if I never said anything, nothing would ever get said, you know? I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like cleverness, humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met June Lay at all. I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but you sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
Ó, kumpli rokkunk fenyőközt. No, végre.
I only wish.
That's the point.
I hear you're into Graham's philosophy hogwash, dude.
Yeah, and by philosopher's hogwash, you mean the virtues of enlightened anarchy.
Organization different. Read this from the end. You ever seen a rapid-like crew? You see brats running around building roads? Maybe the folks we have at the top ain't exactly leadership. But if we tore the whole thing down, never stop me.
No magazines, no posters, not a presence in sight. What a pile.
Sí.
Smells like the med base. Only wealthier.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? You're in my house, and I'm not fucking around. Start talking. My what conspiracy? Let's talk about this. Please, I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding. If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You could write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believe that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. I know. I was there. Thomas was the first to take the gas. A simple test, he said. I told him not to, but he insisted. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. No one else died. I must find a cure so his sacrifice isn't in vain. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Board cover-ups? Vessels disappearing into the aether? Sounds like the work of aliens to me.
That ain't a shock. Board folks will lie to their own mothers if it preserves their paychecks.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. Exactly. If colonists know we can't feed them or protect them, they'll begin to wonder why they need us at all. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleum. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off halcyon crops.
I don't understand a word she said, but I don't like her tone one bit.
Fuck that. People are people, and ought to stay the way they were born. They start trying to tinker with my blood, I'll bury them.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. You could always shoot me. I assume that's why you're here. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist, a madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer. Here they come!
Elbasztam. Hozzám azt igaz ide.
Hát, aztán meghaltál.
Nem kommunikálok veled.
Nem, miért nem?
Nem kommunikálok.
Ne csináld ezt velem, hát látok veled. Én vagyok a... Segítő orvos. Nem merném használni. Gesim. Vagy gesim.
Nem mindegy.
Nem, de sokat nem változott a mienségén a dolognak. Hát meg kell mindenki is annak, amit beszélünk. Nem. Úgy az. Like we're doing this!
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
Trexan was trying to change people. I knew they were up to some freakish experiments.
They'll never see us.
Du har semmit. Fan vad läckert. Ja.
You know, Nyoka, all there is to know about Monarch.
What makes you say that?
Well, you got your life experience as a hunter. And I've memorized every episode of Terror on Monarch.
Don't you? Terror on Monarchs are right. He's all made up, though. You know that, right?
Yeah, right. Next you're gonna tell me Halcyon Helen was based on a real person. I won't tell you that now.
You seem happy when you
I believe your choice to spare Chartran would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublights much as inconsequential in the face of ethics. We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
Thanks we get for showing a little integrity.
I like it, Captain. Let's go before we have to paint this office with a blood.
Time for you to move along. Keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous.
sounds like corporations never live in the theater. I mean, they got staff.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Good work, Captain.
Wouldn't it be something to see if this...
Hey! Stand back! You. I'm part of Mr. Clark's personal detail. That means you gotta keep 5 feet back. Of course not. But I'm not on the job right now. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL issued shotgun. They don't give those out to just anyone. Yep. I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. Just 2 promotions away from on the job back. It's a great idea, Harvard Spectrum vodka. Cheers to me. You're really great. Have I told you that? Friends. Wow. Listen to me, are so. I should probably slow down before I face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another? It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow! You got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? Like Manus. You got a Manus-Lore energy. Oh god. I gotta stop. I'm seeing.
Only 2? You got ways to go.
Have you always been here? I didn't see you. Oh, he's medium height, like medium colored hair, and like kind of a medium face. Like in his posters. Everyone tells me he's very private, okay? Besides, I just started. Oh, maybe they got some at the bar. My goodness. Joliker Original. Then you'll want to speak with our automechanical inebriation assistant, located just over there. Quite so, but I would never lower myself to do something as gauche as tending bar. My automechanical assistant does all the work for me.
Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with 5 cocktails and pre-approved banter.
Hey, buddy. I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop.
Nonsense. You've got another in you. Doctor's orders.
I can't argue with that. Yeah. Is that what it's supposed to taste like? Preliminary crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I'm going to be sick. I'm always loved that story. Cortez,
Night shift with Mercury and done like yours, Yoka. Most, thank to it, less of it. Not like that. What the hell? Sounds like you had yourself a discerning house. Where are you going with this? You could have hit the wrong net in the swap cruiser and ended the team shredder. You wouldn't be the first man I met bearing compensation for his lack of skill.
this property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics. That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors. You don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering today?
Okay.
Move along.
Burning the midnight oil, are we? The Halcyon Parcel Service's work is never done. How may I be of assistance? We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. Clark, Minister. You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service team. That means you'll have to sign a release form. Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and then wait for a receipt for my request of a release form. Then you'd have to make an appointment. Couldn't say. We've got a backlog, and I'm planning on retiring in the next 35 years. But I could give my successor a memo on your behalf. You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. We're still waiting on our delivery of the new suggestion box. You there? Wow. Hey, you know, a positive review from the minister would go a long way in my semi-monthly employment audit. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, Common Minister. Lost Steve.
Ciao.
What are you doing here? Nothing. Nothing. Why? Does it look like I'm up to something? Laws, I knew it! You got me. I'm caught, aren't I? I work in the lab of the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then. They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals. Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. The worst should happen to my little darlings. Well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course. Well, to maintain things, of course, like big humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases, and the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. But there are rumors. Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins, a room full of murderous automechanicals, monsters hungry for human flesh, a hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors, of course. To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance. Therefore, my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Positively marvelous. Those early years truly were the golden age of Halcyon. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Not just names, they all have backstories too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye. Ah, she's the chief executive of Farnsworth Incorporated and a fearless captain of industry. He's a mercurial shareholder. They're in a rather tumultuous marriage contract. She's an ambitious shareholder in Farnsworth Incorporated who wants more than stock. Or does she? It's difficult to tell what exactly she's after, but she is trying to seduce both Lord Reginald and Lady Philippa. So is everyone. Haroon is a mysterious young man with amnesia. His backstory's still a work in progress. Iskander is Lady Philippa's trusty assistant. He's trying to seduce Monda. She's a member of Farnsworth Incorporated's regulatory board. A wise woman with a sharp tongue and a heart of gold. Something else? I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence, only middling prospects. No one does favors for free. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think critically about your suspiciously kind offer.
Can you guys? Unexpected. System active.
Azt az immunerősítőt tehát most olyan megkatókám. Cselved.
De lehet, jó.
Nem muszáj most, mert sajnos neked van egy feladatod.
Mit kell csinálnom?
Fürdened kell.
Ja.
És a legfontosabb, tettem ki úgy gyertyákat, és a végén is visel kéne tenned, mert jobb hiána mozdulkanyba szédőtetni, vagy hát ha leesik a gyerekkor. 2. Friss vörös borod van, amit kólában bennek a színes sötétben. És amúgy is elhoztam a múltkori fürdésedet. És 3, ami a legfontosabb lenne, hogy nem voltál a hidegben sokáig és átfáztál. El se hiszed, az a forró fürdőbasszus. Én hiszem, ahogy űzi ki a démonokat belőlem, hogyha közéjük ahol elégedett, hogy miért tága voltam volna a fürdőkádban.
Bizony róla rosszul.
Még nem, én sem éreztem magam rosszul. Most érzem magam rosszul, csak fáj torkom.
Reginald, Philippa, Vonda, Haroon, Iskander, Evelyn.
De nem tudod segíteni, de az nem komoly.
Please, take this.
Sima tünet.
It's not much, but it's the best I can offer for the safe return of my darlings. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
Utána simát játszanak tovább. De jó fog esni itt, de...